Hey gents, it's Am here. So I completed the recent event that dropped a Tier 6 premium container. There were only 3 ships, premium ships at Tier 6 that I didn't have. The Hwanghae, which I'm sure I'm mispronouncing, the Tier 6 Pan-Asian cruiser, the Monaghan, Tier 6 U.S. destroyer, and the U.S. battleship West Virginia 1941. Obviously, you can see what I ended up winning, and I'm actually really happy about that. I've got a couple of other premium U.S. battleships, so I'm able to move captains around, and I've got a 19-point Montana captain that I tossed in here. And this is actually the first game that I played in the ship, and I wanted to share it because if you're looking for a mid-tier American battleship captain trainer, I think this actually would work fairly well. In my opinion, the skills that benefit this ship the most are probably more in line with most of the U.S. battleships. What I've done is I've got my my Georgia captain that I move back and forth with the Texas, and because they're both dependent. One is dependent on, at least the way that I've set them up, on secondaries. That's the Georgia, and it's got incredibly accurate guns, and I went ahead and set up my captain to make the most of the secondaries, and some of those same skills are beneficial for AA, which is kind of the Texas signature thing, is great AA for the Tier 5 U.S. battleships. So anyhow, most of the other battleships, I use the same captain build that I have on my Montana, so that's why I threw this captain in here. Started off slow. I didn't want to play overly aggressively with this ship initially because I wanted to get a feel for the guns. So I kept my distance, kind of right out of the gate, to at least get some idea of the level of accuracy. And you'll see at this range, 13 kilometers or so, it's not especially accurate. And because I had never played it before, it's started off with AG, which you see I immediately changed to AP. But did I land even one shell at 13 kilometers? No. It might have been 12 when I pulled the trigger. Anyhow, not particularly accurate. Later in the game, I got a little bit closer and had a little bit more success with the guns. And then I found that, and maybe it's just RNG, but I was able to land some shots, later at fairly long ranges for the tier. Anyhow, this actually ended up being a pretty fun game. I certainly didn't light the world on fire with my performance here, but I think this is probably a pretty good representation of what you can expect from the ship. So if you're thinking about picking it up, or maybe if you just want it in this event, this will give you some idea of what I did with it, and how I was able to, at least in this first game, and I've played it a couple times since, have fairly decent success, despite shots like this that I I found a little disappointing. Anyway, it's very fun. Thanks a lot for watching. I'm going to sign off here now and just let you watch the rest of it. If you've got any feedback about it, about the way that I played, about the ship, or the game itself, I'd love to hear it. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Enemy cruiser sunk.
Spotter returning to ship.
Taking the lead.
All stations, proceed to capture that area.
Oh, just one other thing. You'll notice that I'm creating some distance between myself and the Dunkirk, who was on the J line, literally pushed up against the edge of the map. I see it all the time. You probably do too. Situations like the Shrieking battleships, and they move together. And the disadvantage of doing that is that neither of you can get an angle to see any broadside. So that's why I moved away from the Dunkirk. So one or the other of us might have an opportunity to get a broadside shot. And you're probably already aware that that's an important part of working with another battleship. But if you weren't, I wanted to make sure I mentioned that. Anyhow, I'll let you get back to the game.
The enemy is about to win. The enemy is about to win. The enemy is about to win.
done, Commander.